Coming at you today with a little bit of a different project, not a BMW. We're going to work on the BimmerBus. If you're not familiar with the BimmerBus, this is a project Carrie and I have worked on for a couple of years where we got a school bus from a school system in Tennessee, ripped the insides out, and converted it into an RV. It's our race car hauler. It is a great way to get the dogs to the track, kid to the track, just a great home base at the track. Something we wanted to do for a while though is upgrade the battery bank system that we put in there for the house batteries at the start of the project. Kind of an entry-level system that we have in there. We'll get into that in a minute. But what we want to upgrade it with, a pair of these OPTIMA lithium orange top batteries. Lithium iron phosphate, if you want to get specific. But right here we have a pair of their Q31 M series DC 150 batteries that are going to be the new powerhouse for the house batteries of the bus. Let's go ahead and check out what we got in the bus currently. Got a series of golf cart batteries, 6-volt deep cycle batteries that are wired in series parallel to reach 12 volts. Got 6 of them. Hey, let's check out the bus. What do we got? What do we got going on in here? This is our little home base of the track, but we've got the golf cart battery system set up back here, up under the bed, tucked away under that little box there that we're gonna pop open and get you a better look at what we got going on. First, I'm gonna remove this box covering all the batteries that I have in here currently, which you see takes up a nice little chunk of space. Got the inverter under here as well, but we're gonna be able to modify this box to hopefully become a little bit smaller so I have some more space back here. So here's what we got going on underneath that box. We've got the 6 batteries. Don't judge my wiring. There's some spots that need a little touch up that we'll hit while we're in here reconfiguring this whole assembly. The batteries, the charger inverter system, the solar charger back over here. Both of these also have a lithium ion phosphate profile so that when we get these lead acid batteries out of here, we'll be able to charge the lithium ion phosphate batteries appropriately because they do require a different charging profile. Not recommended to charge a lithium battery with a lead acid profile. Basically what we've got here are a set of 6 golf cart batteries that are 6 volts each, wired in series parallel to make it a 12 volt system. Each one of these batteries is 200 amp hours, and then you don't go 200, 400, 600, 800, 1000, 1200. Because it is wired series parallel and it's a 12 volt system, I effectively have 600 amp hours of battery. Now, another piece of this is that with a lead acid battery, I only get approximately half of that use. So I have 600 amp hours total, but you never get all that battery juice out of lead acid batteries. One of the benefits of a lithium battery is that you can actually get all of the amp hours out. So that's why we're going with a 300 amp hour setup by having 2 of those 150s, the OPTIMA DC 150s, so that I'll have the equivalent amount of power, but really, because they're a lithium battery, it's a more efficient power and a more consistent power. So not the same as these lead acids. While it's going to be effectively about the same amp hour rating, going to actually be a better system while gaining some space and also getting rid of a lot of weight. You know, these batteries I think are about 50, 60 pounds each, and the batteries that I'm putting in here are 38 or 48 pounds each. I don't remember, but I'm going to lose a couple hundred pounds of batteries just from changing these things. So a number of benefits of going to these OPTIMA lithium Q31M batteries, these DC 150s. So looking forward to getting a little bit more space and a little less weight. And you might say, you got a bus. What do you care about weight? Well, I am pretty weight conscious loading this thing. I load this thing quite a bit with a trailer, the car, the toolbox, tires, all the things. So any little bit I can get back out, I'll take 200 pounds out. making some progress. Got the batteries sort of in place of where I think they're going to land. Got the inverter flipped around a little bit. It was going this way. Now I flip it this way. Batteries might end up flipping this way. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm going to do a little wiring, play around with the wiring a little bit. That's kind of my next step. Because I am redoing all of this, I need to do a little shopping and get some new terminal ends. I don't have the terminals needed for rewiring this thing, so I'm going to do a little hunting for some stuff for that so that I can clean some wiring up and get this thing configured the way it needs to for this new system. One thing that's super exciting is that the last system was about here is how far it came out. So gained a nice little bit of storage area, which in this bus, I don't know, I got 150 square feet or so that we can play with. So getting every little inch of storage, every square inch matters in this thing. So it may not seem like a lot, but really in this bus, that's a nice little bit. So looking forward to having some more space. And it's pretty wild that these two Optima lithium batteries are able to support this thing for what we had 6 lead acid batteries in here. So time to go do a little shopping so that I can carry on with this project. Still not exactly sure how I want to actually position these Optima lithium batteries and how I'm going to wire everything up, but I've got my terminals, some heat shrink, some more wire. So now to actually dig in and get this thing landed in place with how I'm going to configure it. Let's figure out what I'm going to do. Step one that I know I need to do is to connect the two batteries together so that they are wired in parallel. And I've got some terminals, some cable, and I'm going to make a little junction to go between the two. I've got all the wires and cabling created for this thing to hook everything up, but before I hook everything up, I want to go ahead and lock the batteries in place, give them security in their new home. So I pulled out some scrap wood from the bus project. Yes, I have hoarded scrap wood from the bus project like any decent human being does. And I'm going to do something with these to secure these batteries in their new home. See what we got going on in here. Got the big power cables to the fuse, ground to shunt to the inverter charger, the cables that are the CAN cables to connect the batteries, the junction cables for connecting the ground and power for the batteries. And now let's see what we've got to do for getting this thing all configured. I have not activated them. I need to open up the Optima Lithium Bluetooth app. So now to actually power these things on and then connect them to the Optima Lithium Bluetooth app. So I'm going to have to take my phone / camera and start messing with the app to configure these things. Got to hold the power button down for 10 seconds to, well, hold it down for 3 seconds to turn it on, and then 10 seconds apparently to work on getting it paired up with the phone, I think. I'm going to find that out here in just a second. So to wake them up, hold this down for 3 seconds. I'm going to show the state of charge with the blue LEDs. Both are at full charge. Now I need to hold it down for 10 seconds to set the primary battery. So this green LED showing that this is turned on as the primary battery now. I was going through the process of starting to get things configured and everything set up, and then I realized that one of the batteries is not at full charge. So I've got this thing on an Optima lithium charger right now to get it at full charge. Important for both batteries to be at the same charge level before activating all the things, because they need to be balanced and keep the system balanced. And best way to do that is to start off with them both at max charge. While this is charging, I'm going to go ahead and work on a little enclosure, a little shelf area to keep these things safe, as well as give myself a little bit more storage on top of the batteries. Got these things to a full state of charge, which means now it's time to hook all the things back up, link these things together, and start the configuration process. I did want to point out that one thing that separates these Optima lithium batteries versus some other lithium batteries is this internal advanced microprocessor that it has. These things have an internal battery management system that really helps protect the batteries, gives you the ability to monitor the batteries, and really overall just helps extend the life of them. So time to start hooking this stuff up and then dive into the app. This green light signals that this is now set as the primary battery. Now time to dive into the app and see what we got. All right, I've opened up the app. Do make sure your Bluetooth on your phone is on. And now you can see there are 2 batteries available to look at. Tap the toggle on the right to open up one of the batteries, and it will work to establish a connection, and then can see what that battery is currently up to. Voltage, capacity, etc. Swipe over to see the temp and some charging cycle information. And then swipe over again, and you can see if any events have recorded on the battery. Since this is a fresh battery, obviously good to see that 0 events have occurred. At the bottom, you can see there are 2 batteries in the system, so then you can tap the other battery and check out all the same information on the other battery that we got hooked up here. If you tap that triangle at the top right, you can access some more information that shows some other status or events that have occurred. Let's go up to the front of the bus here. All right, that's working. We got more lights. More lights. All right, now let's try turning the inverter on. Let's see. The fridge is working. We have power all around. This is awesome. Now, I'm actually a little bit curious what the app is saying. So now open up the app while everything is operating, and everything seems to be working well, and everything's operating as it should, with the main difference showing that the status is now saying discharging versus just sitting in standby. Seems like both batteries are looking good as we swipe over to see the events, and yeah, nothing's showing up, so that's a good sign. Been hanging out in the bus for a few minutes while these things are working just to make sure everything is going as it should, and it is. Went ahead and monitored on the app for a little bit as well to make sure everything was checking out and everything's working properly, so pretty excited. Gonna get another look at these things. I am thrilled with the amount of space I gained, as well as being able to lose 200 pounds in this bus by getting rid of those golf cart 6-volt lead acid batteries that I had in here. Well, this has been a fun little project. I love working on the bus. Yes, I know it's not a BMW, but tell us in the comments if you want to see more bus projects. That being said, if you're here for BMW content, we got tons and tons of that coming up, as we have all kinds of projects going on in the shop. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as for right now, I can't wait for the next bus trip so I can put these Optima lithium batteries to the test.
Ready to go? Should be an awesome race weekend. We are ready to kill it this year. It's good. It's going to be a wild ride.